a little bit of a surprise and kind of shock, and also a little bit of emptiness because he's been such an important and integral part of Indian cricket scene, world cricket scene, to be fair. Yeah, and yeah, it's a sense of loss. I've mentioned this before as well a few times. I think Indian team's going through a transition period and has been going through a transition period for last maybe 6, 8 months, and you could see that happening. And I did mention so. From that perspective, I think I was personally kind of ready for it the next 6, 8 months, but things would happen as quickly as this with Rohit and Ashwin before that, and now Virat. Yeah, I mean, that's a reality. That's a reality that this was always going to happen. But listen, it's every 10, 15 years, this was the same thing around 2012, 2013 when Rahul, VVS, and Sachin, they all retired. Anil Bhai retired sort of before that. So I think it was going to happen, and it will happen in the future as well with the next generation. But it is sad whenever it happens. It is kind of like I said, there's a sense of loss because all these guys were such an important integral part of cricket and what we do. Listen, obviously there is going to be a big hole in that in terms of Virat, Rohit, and Ashwin not being there. And Virat's impact has been, I think, like you said about a lot of people are talking about his numbers. Well, listen, his impact. There are two ways to look at it. There are the tangibles and there are the intangibles. And I think his contribution has been immense that way. Intensity, revolutionizing how we look at fast bowling, how we win away from home, um, that all of that put together. I mean, we can always talk about numbers, and I think it'll be unfair and it'll be a shame if we only kind of assess his contribution and his impact based on just numbers. Listen, I've been following Indian cricket since a very young age, maybe 40 odd years now, maybe more than that. And every time legends they retire and you feel, oh my God, So when Mr. Gavaskar retired, when Kapil Paji retired, we were like, oh, what next? When, Sachin, Rahul all retired, what next? So I think that way, I'm sure, and it's not just about last 40 years. I think that way we have been extremely blessed over last 70, 75 years that, every generation we have guys like Virat and SRT and Rahul Dravid and VVS and Saurav. Before that, you have Mr. Gavaskar and Kapil Paji and all of that. So we've always had these legends keep coming. So I'm sure, and that also says a lot about the structure, the cricketing structure that we have, and how well BCCI has done over the years. So from that perspective, I have no doubt there are a lot of youngsters, extremely talented youngsters, some of whom we've already seen, the likes of maybe Rishabh and Shubman Gill, we've got Shreyas Iyer. Maybe some of them we haven't seen as yet as much, say the likes of Sai Sudarshan, the likes of maybe even someone like Patidar, who has had a few goes, hasn't been that successful so far, but you never know. So you have all these youngsters coming through, and I have no doubt that we would have the talent. But again, listen, I mean, they'll make a name for themselves. A Virat will be a Virat, an Ashwin would be an Ashwin. I mean, they've left their mark on us, on Indian cricket, on world cricket, and that'll stay irrespective who comes, who goes. Listen, I think in the top three, Sai Sudarshan for me, I think where you want him to open or bat at three, I would look at him as a top three batter, and I think he's brilliant. He's really good. He's played in England, he's played county, and he's done all right with limited games that he's played here in England. So yeah, I think in the top three, depending whether you want him to open or you want him to bat at three, well, that's a decision maybe for some time later, not as of now. I think it's time we celebrate Virat, the Test player.